Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Silence of the Spiritsong. We are down one player for a short period of time. She'll be able to hopefully join us in the next 15, 20 minutes, but we'll get started in the meantime. A quick recap from last session and how we got to where we are today. The heroes find themselves within the camp of the Ironclad Legion at the foothills of the mountains containing the caves of Datura, Enid's home, which has fallen upon hard times. There apparently has been an entity that has taken up residence within the caves of Datura. The citizens within their fate remains a mystery. This denizen, you managed to catch a glimpse of it in the previous session. It looked spectral, Vesper, but clearly undead. And you could hear its wailing and shrieking even from the entrance to the cave from deep within. Protecting the entrance to Datura is also some sort of killer fog. It seems to feed on life energy on anything that attempts to pass through it. Unfortunately, Enid's familiar fell victim to it in an attempt to scout out what was going on beyond the mist. You decide to turn around and perhaps figure out what's going on with the Ironclad Legion camped outside Datura. Because Soto, that your two brothers were taken prisoner by them, and they were lounging in a cage at the edge of camp. When you introduced yourself, I can't recall who went down first. I think it was Harlow went down first.
Yeah, because she got captured.
Yeah, she's trying to sneak down there, and they found Harlow. That's right. And brought her down and threw her into the prison along with Ulasar and Philoen, Soto's brothers. The queen soon came to visit the prisoners to understand why they were there, what was their intention. Were they spies or simply trespassers? And when she was not getting the answer she wanted to, she simply said, throw them into the cave and see what happens to them. That's where they wanted to go anyways. And when you were all brought back up to the cave, that's when things got a little weird as you ambushed, I think, the guards that were escorting them. You managed to kill all her guards. I think you had mercy on a few of them and didn't do lethal damage. But for the most part, you wiped out the guards that were escorting you there. However, one of them did manage to sound an alarm. And dozens more soldiers rushed up the hill and blocked your exit. In fact, chased you into the mouth of the cave. So you found yourselves trapped between the Ironclad Legion and this killer fog. Caught between a rock and a hard place. The queen offered you a way out to prove your worthiness, to prove who you really were, that perhaps you were not in fact their enemy or agents of the dead or spies. And to prove your worth, she asked you to pick a champion. Old Bog stepped forward and engaged with the queen in hand-to-hand combat. Old Bog putting on quite a performance, doing crazy amounts of damage, and got the queen to a bloodied state before Old Bog went down. This impressed the queen so much that she invited you back to her tent that night. First for feasting, and then for another F word. And
second dinner.
And so you all were escorted down, this time almost triumphantly, which is odd since you were moments before prisoners and suspected spies. You managed to share intel. You discovered the Ironclad Legion of today, under the rule of High Queen Grithara Steelhide, is not the same Ironclad Legion of old that were allied with the Necromancers. It would seem her villages in the high mountains have also succumbed to this strange killer fog and plague of undead creatures. So they have been pushed out of the mountains and have made camp outside Datura when they noticed that Tura it as well fell to this. And they're not quite sure if Datura is a source or simply another victim of this evil. After convincing you that perhaps you are on the same side in some dialogue, you discover Philowan asks Enid for a favor. That in your parley over dinner with the queen, that you ask her to return his horn. It is a simple conch shell that he would return to him. And during dinner, you notice that he was not present. Harlow got an earful from the queen about perhaps needing to grow up a little bit. All in the meantime, the queen is fawning Old Bog and whispering all sorts of naughty things in his ears. Enid, you were reunited with Thadric, who was apparently the queen's mage. Thadric is overjoyed to see you, and you managed to get your hands on this horn. So that is now in your position. I'll add it to your inventory in a moment. But this horn will allow you, after casting an identify on it, spell on it, you realize it is from the same place that all those other chimes and bells were from that seem to control the undead. And its home is the Outer Isles. And by blowing upon it, you and up to 6 others can be immediately teleported to the Outer Isles. Meantime, Soto, having realized that Philowan is nowhere to be seen, you, Ulasar, go out looking for your brother, and Kokoro, you sneak out behind them. He was supposed to meet Enid by the cages at the outskirts of camp. But when you arrive, you saw no one there except for a snake slithering through the tall grass. When Ulasar picked up the snake and was about to cut it in half, it strangely transformed into Philowan, which was surprising to both you and Ulasar because you had no clue that Philowan was capable of such a feat. And at first, he pleaded innocence, but after constant and relentless interrogation and prodding from both Soto and Ulasar, he did finally admit his allegiance to the necromancer, the Crowmine, that this resistance against him and his will and his legions of undead is fruitless. And the only way to ensure your survival is to align with him. And when you try to capture him, subdue him, he disappeared. And I think that's where we left things off. I'm sure I probably missed some other important details, but we'll circle back to them, I'm sure. I'm going to start with Old Bog, who, after Enid and Thadric and Soto and Ulasar and Kokoro and Harlow all left the tent, just leaving you and High Queen Grithara Steelhide for a private moment together. She says, finally, alone.
Yep.
She aggressively pulls you into a deep kiss. And I'm going to fade to black here for the sake of Old Bog. However, the following morning, I am going to ask Old Bog to make 2 checks. First check, a performance check for me, please. You still have Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, yeah, money.
Hey,
yeah.
I've been really trying, baby.
All right. So even with Bardic Inspiration, old Blog manages to pull off a whopping 7.
Better on the battlefield.
Too much whiskey, friend.
Yeah.
All right. Can you make an insight check for me now?
Ooh.
All right. Pillow talk, maybe.
All right.
No.
Old Blog is
Starting
also
off
quite
cold.
clueless.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang,
Yeah.
man.
That tracks. That tracks. Yeah.
Dang.
So Old Blog, after a night of passion with the High Queen, how's Old Blog feeling?
Pretty whipped. Back's hurting. little tight in the hamstrings. Calf muscles.
Before we get to the morning, then, I'm going to shift over to the others. Soto, Kokoro, you're still on the outskirts of camp. Philoan has just disappeared. What would you like to do?
Oh my god.
How far did he like vanish? Like we know he's no longer there at all. Can we do some sort of any check to see?
Sure. You can make a perception or survival check. See if you can see any trace of Philoan around.
Just because I don't know if he just teleported, went invis, like.
Just Kokoro or me too?
Yep. Go ahead. You can as
Okay.
well.
I'm due.
You said perception or survival?
Oh, great.
To
Yeah,
a roaring start, guys. This
Yeah,
is
dice are
excellent.
cold.
actually, that's narratively
Nice.
correct,
Cool.
probably. So
Soto get a
that's fine.
5 and Kokoro with a 12. Highest roll of the night so far. Perception.
Oh, dark.
Unfortunately, it is dark. It is dark. And the way he disappeared was very sudden and unnatural, clearly magical of some sort.
Okay.
And even after a thorough search of the immediate area, you look for any sign of footprints in the mud or the grass, broken blades, broken twigs. No sign at all.
Damn it! I can't believe he got away.
Yeah, we got to go back to the others.
Oh, you just tell he's just exasperated beyond belief.
It's okay, buddy. Let's go. Come on.
Enid, you and Thadric have left the Queen's tent. You are. Oh yeah, I'll put the horn in your inventory. And Thadric, you have linked arms and you're walking around. But you're escorting him. He's old, a little frail, walking a little slowly. He's taking small steps. And as you step out, he looks up into the sky and says, "Oh, still no stars tonight. It's quite cloudy. Why do you think that is, Enid? It has been so cloudy as of late."
Cedric, what happened?
I think we were just eating dinner.
The Datura.
Oh, yes, the terrible news, that is. I fear that the same evil that has been plaguing the mountain range has suddenly grown much stronger now that the Spiritsong has been silenced. And there is a strange, new sound on the wind. It chills me to the bone. My bones already ache enough as it is. But this evil, I believe, has taken up residence within Datura. And I fear for those who live there.
I have any questions? Oh, my family.
Yes. Your family lives in Datura. Oh, it would be so nice to see them again, wouldn't it?
When did you see them?
Oh, it's been quite some time. A number of seasons, I would imagine.
Fear that my answer to your question is the same as yours to mine.
Let's go visit your parents and your family then, shall we? And he just pats your hand and he starts like trundling up trying to head up the path to the cave entrance.
Cedric, we can't go there anymore.
Oh, what do you mean? It's right there. Oh, am I mistaken again? Where are we, my dear?
Well, I guess this is still Datura, the mountains surrounding Datura. But we can't go in that cave, not. I just start crying.
Oh, now my poor Enid, why are you crying? It's just up there. let's go.
Just because I'm holding him. And I'll just start walking. I don't know how to explain.
He's making his way up the hill towards the cave entrance. I will say, Old Bog, you're going to be busy all night. Soto, Kokoro, you, after you're making your way back into the camp, you'd see Enid and Thadra kind of arm in arm walking, heading towards the path leading up to the cave entrance.
I think I'll leave them alone.
I'm not.
All right.
But I'm gonna keep far back.
All right. Do you want to be stealthy?
Yeah. I don't want to be. Yeah, I'm just like, now that there's just so much sketchy things going on, I just want to keep an eye out on her.
True.
I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a nosy Nancy. I'm just trying to
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me, please.
set the bar. Let's see.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So you are like a shadow weaving through these tents. And as you pass by the Queen's tent, you do see a couple of soldiers posted guard outside, making sure nobody disturbs the occupants within. Enid and Thadric, you're making your way up this path. Kokoro, you're maybe 50 feet behind, maybe a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough to hear like an oh shit scream.
And Thadric is having a little bit of time on this hill. The scree and loose stones he stumbles on every now and then, but with you there, he manages to stay on his feet. So it's getting chilly these days, is it not? I fear I've not dressed warmly enough. Are you cold, my dear?
Am I cold? More than normal?
No. It's nice to come home, is it not? You must be so excited to see your family.
Patrick,
Yes, my dear.
do you ever get the sense people are in the stars?
People are in the stars. Oh, yes. I do believe that. The stars are filled with wonder and history.
I've been trying to ignore it, but I feel my
I'm sorry. You feel...
I don't think my family's here.
Did they move?
I think they died, Patrick.
Oh. That's nice, dear. I'm sure they're nice and comfortable. Perhaps eating a nice plate of grubs and crickets, perhaps. Oh, I'm feeling quite famished myself. You're about halfway up the hill at this point.
I'm gonna watch him. Just kind of let him do his thing. I'm trying to figure out if this is just old age or something I should be more concerned with.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okie dokie, because they've been going so well tonight. Additionally, not a great roller. That's not great. Not bad though.
All right, not bad. Thadric is quite old, and he's quite frail of body and possibly of mind. It's been quite some time since you've seen him. But when you last saw him, he was still as sharp as a tack. Hey, Arlo. So his sudden and relatively fast decline, both physically and mentally, is concerning to you. But there's no indication that there's any kind of charm or manipulation going on here that you can tell anyway. He just seems so much older now.
Go catch some bugs. A little old man.
While you're taking this long, rather slow walk up this hill towards the cave entrance, Harlow, everyone has left the tent. You were the last one to leave, your face full of cake, after having made a very adult-sounding speech. You left. Where did Harlow go after this? Oh, I think you're muted. Are you typing somewhere?
You said
Okay.
access in Video Ninja being weird.
Try refreshing your screen. That might help. All right. While Harlow's getting sorted, Soto, you're standing there with Ulasar in the middle of this row of tents. You see Kokoro blinking off into the shadows after Enid and Thadric. Usars turns to you, Soto, and says,
Anything now?
yes, can hear you.
Amazing. Okay.
All right. I'll get back to you in 1 second now. Sorry. Usar turns to you, Soto, and says, what is going on, brother?
If you have the time, I'll explain everything.
Why
And-
is Philawan acting so strangely?
We have been on this quest to defeat whoever this necromancer is. He has decided he is on their side and not mine.
No, I refuse to believe that.
Ulissa, how? You just saw it for yourself. He spoke his truth.
He must be under some sort of enchantment. That is not our brother. Speaking from sound mind.
He seemed in his right mind to me. How can you be sure?
He stops in his tracks and turns to you. And when you turn to look at him, he looks angry. All those years, Soto, while you hid beneath the Joa ever tree within the tunnels of the down below, your brothers and sisters and myself, we remained above and within the world. And in all that time, I saw no sign of treachery, no sign of treason. And yet, you have seen him perhaps on 2 occasions now, and so quick to judge.
Perhaps all these years have made me jaded then.
You lack faith, Soto. Perhaps I can find that for you, or help you anyway.
It has been hard to keep faith lately when it feels like everything I've been doing is wrong, and that I keep losing.
Perhaps that is a symptom of your lack of faith.
I guess as the oldest, you might have to teach me something then.
He looks a little surprised when you say that. You would be willing to be taught by me.
We're both here now, aren't we?
He puffs out his chest. Finally coming to your senses. You have much to learn, much to catch up with, Soto.
Just don't give me too many lectures.
It all starts with the amaranthines. And then he starts walking down and he gives you a big old religion. Okay, now back to you, Harlow. So what happened after you left the tent?
So after I leave the tent, I'm going to rust stomp back to my tent where I'm staying and sit on my bed quietly for a couple moments. Because it seems like every moment lately that I'm not quiet, everything goes wrong. And everything that I've known in my life up until this point has been get more information, share more information. That'll solve every problem. And I'm going to dwell on that for a minute, and then I'm going to look in my bag and I'm going to bring out Dad Mouse and put him here beside me and start venting a little bit. The Queen said, I need to hold my cards close. I've never really done that. And everyone thinks that I share too much and I'm too loud or whatever. Childish. I can learn what they'll respect, and if that will make them listen to me, then that's what I'll try. And I am going to take out my remote from my glimmer box because I lost my glimmer box. I slid it into the fog and it is gone. And I've lost a lot of things lately and I've been failing with my gadgets. And I'm going to dismantle my remote and my lightning tether and my nail gun, all of my gadgets, and I'm going to start building something useful. New Harlow. And I'm going to be very quiet the rest of the night as I work.
Okay. And as you work with Dad Mouse just scampering around, you notice Dad Mouse is really interested in what you're doing. Like he's right in there when you're just like manipulating like bolts and screws. He's right in there. And in fact, sometimes he helps you. He'll pick up a bolt or a screw or a tool if he can and bring it to you. And sometimes he'll even help give you guidance, it seems, to tell you maybe this piece should go there, or maybe you want to use that piece to build what you're trying to create. And it's the two of you in unison working together that helps create this transformation. All right, so Harlow's going to be busy that night. Enid, you and Thadric have reached the mouth of the cave. And Thadric, he still seems quite oblivious to his surroundings. He's just walking into the mouth. He looks up a bit, and Harlow, would you have left the glimmer box on?
It was on. It would have stayed on for the duration of the fight. Yeah, I believe it stays on when I leave the radius. I can only change it if I stay within the radius. So yeah, light would be on.
And what was the last image you had projected? I can't recall.
It was just bright light and then dim light for another 60 feet, I believe.
Okay. All right. So he looks up and he sees this light beyond the fog. It looks like the market is open. Come, dear. And he starts
No, I'm
walking.
stopping him. Like, just so that we can see the mist. And I'm going to very firmly say, we can't go in there.
Is something the matter, dear?
Cedric, you just have to listen to me. We can't go in there.
He sniffs the air. Strange. I normally smell the food being cooked in the market. It's so cold in here. You can see him shiver, and all the quills on his back just shake as he does this. Oh, I suddenly don't feel very well, Enid.
Let's go back to the tents.
Oh no, can we just sit a moment, please?
It's not safe here.
Oh, very well. And you can feel him leaning a little bit more heavily on you.
I'll walk until I see either Soto or Coco.
You don't see either of them. Soto and Ulasar are just doing laps among the tents as Ulasar teaches them all about the gods. What is Kokoro doing?
I'm still just trying to keep an eye on her. Nothing
Always.
too
Okay.
crazy.
All right. You see them walk into the mouth of the cave. You hear Enid firmly telling Thadric, "No, don't go any further. Let's turn around." And you see them emerging again. Is there anything you'd like to do at this point?
Just keeping an eye out.
Okay. Enid, as you walk out of the cave, Thadric suddenly stops and he stiffens. And you can see his quills just suddenly stand up on end. It's very prickly all of a sudden. He says,
Ow.
"Do you hear that?
Cedric, what do you hear?
He's calling for me."
Who?
And he turns to face the cave entrance again. "I must go." And he tries to pull away from you and go into the cave.
Nope. Not that strong, but I think I'm stronger than a 150-year-old porcupine. I don't know.
Yeah, this is no contest. You can stop him if you want. But you can feel him, like he's feeble as he might be, he's still trying to get into the cave. And you can see he's getting a little bit more anxious about it. "No, Enid, please let me go, dear. I must go."
Patrick, you can't go. And I'm just out of pure desperation. I'm going to send out a message. I don't know to what, that entity, that the spectral Vesper, and just say, stop.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Sure. Some saving throw. This will be great.
Gonna be great. Oh.
You feel that you are not alone in your brain. something or someone else is crawling through it, leafing through your memories, understanding who you are, where you're from, and you can do nothing to stop this. And then you hear the voice, cold, raspy, heartless voice.
Like, I can still move my body, yeah? It's just the, like, brain stuff happening. Kokono! Soto!
I'll walk out and be like, "This is where I park my carriage." Oh my god, what's going on? Hi guys, what's up? In the forest, it's casual.
I don't even care. Whatever you do, not let this man walk anywhere.
Where are you going?
Into the cave.
No, well, not by yourself. Oh my god, Dada.
All right.
I have
It's
enough.
your responsibility now.
What's up, man? Nice to meet you. I'm Kokoro.
Your way back there. Enid, you are in a cave with Thadric. All right. And so do you just hold on to Thadric and you watch?
I'm gonna look at Thadric dead in the eye and I'm gonna cast suggestion.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tell him because he's familiar with the queen, right?
You think so?
Should be.
There.
Right.
He thought me and my parents being dead was a good thing, so you know.
So I'm gonna suggest a course of activity and try to magically influence him to go to the queen and stay by her side for the next 5 days.
What is the saving?
Level 4. Oh! Just nat 20 that shit.
Yes. But what I will say that when you look him straight in the eye and you're holding him there and you're trying to suggest to him to take this course of action, you see his eyes have this kind of crazy look about them. They're not focusing on you. It feels as though he's looking through you. And you can hear him mumbling something. I must go.
To the
He's
queen.
Calling. He's
No.
calling.
Oh, she's calling.
He's
Gotcha.
no.
Yeah.
He's calling.
No, she is.
So he's going to struggle against you. So unless you're going to use your actions, grapple him and hold on to him.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Enid,
Just like link arms with him.
you're walking through the mist.
I'm stopping where, like, just beyond it can grab me.
Okay. That's
Like-
about 10 feet in front of it because you can see wisps of it just reaching out for you.
Yeah, it yoinked me at 5. So
So I'm gonna stay and just. What do you want from me? Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want? I'll reach out with message and say it again.
Can you make another wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Yep, this will be great.
Kokoro, you are at the mouth of the cave with
Okay.
Thadric, so you're about 40 feet away from Enid.
yeah, I want to. Is Soto anywhere nearby?
No.
Cool. Is there? Of course, I don't have a rope. Yeah, no, I have to stay with this old guy. This is what Enid said. I'll keep him with me, but I do want to make sure that I can keep eyes on her as well. So, can I see her from the mouth of the cave?
Do you have dark vision?
That is a good question for my expert.
I don't. Let me just do a quick check. You do not.
I don't.
It is dim light in here. You can just see her shadowy form deeper in the cave. That's really about all you can see. And beyond that, you see a light. She's almost silhouetted against the fog and this
Against the
light.
fog. Okay. You okay? What do you want me to do with this? And I cover his ears. Old man!
Keep him there.
Enid, when you sent this message out into the void beyond this mist, the only answer you get back is, and you can see the mist kind of withdraw from you and part slightly. You step forward. As you step forward, you see the wisps of this misty fog-like cloud in front of you part more, enough so that it does not interfere with your passage. Kokoro, Enid walking forward into the mist.
Oh, God. If you don't come back from there, I'm going to bring the old man in the cave.
Can I still hear him?
Yep.
Stay there!
Not my mom. I'm going to stay.
All right. Thadric is almost like frantic now, trying to get away from you.
Can I knock him out? Just fucking chokehold him. I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to him to stop wriggling.
I'm gonna. It'll be an attack roll.
It's like, feels like wrestling with a snake and a turtleneck. Like,
All right, go ahead. It'll be an attack roll.
what? I don't want to attack him.
You do need to do damage to him to make him unconscious.
What? I'm just trying to make
Just
him go
tell me.
neck. Yeah, I'm just trying to make him go neck. It's like,
I just imagine this conversation is wonderful between. Don't kill him!
take a look at me. He's fine. He's great. We're doing great. It's my grandpa now. So I don't even unarmed.
Yep. It'll be an unarmed attack.
He's grappled right now. Do I get advantage on that?
No.
Oh,
So what happens is when you try and grab him and just try to put him in some kind of chokehold or sleeper hold,
just a kind one, a gentle one.
he curls up into a ball and all his spines stick out.
Yeah, at least he's in a ball.
He's going to curl up, and you are going to take 3 points of damage from the quills as you get poked by them as you're trying to grab him.
Freaking old man. Okay,
And he is now a spiny little ball.
but he's static. Can't do anything.
You can see he's starting to roll forward.
Fell out of spells. I mean, I'll do a minor illusion if I can of a hole in the way that he's rolling, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. So if he keeps trying to avoid the holes, I'm just like minor illusioning holes where he's going.
He's not going very fast. It's like crawl speed that he's moving forward, but he is moving forward. Back in the camp, Soto, you hear Harlow's cry for help. Sorry, not Harlow's. Enid's cry for help up in the mountains. And Ulasar hears it too, and he's your friend. She's in danger.
We have to go.
And he pulls his great sword out and starts rushing and charging up the hill.
Yep, we're running.
We'll just leave Old Bog.
Yeah. Old Bog. I'm gonna
Out of
have-
respect for the
Old
privacy
Bog.
of the Queen, we'll just.
Old Bog, I'm going to have you make a perception check.
Okay.
Same with Harlow.
Oh, that I roll good.
That was pretty good.
Old Bog. I'll tell you what that means in a second. All right, both of you. All right, so both of you, even despite the fact that you're preoccupied and in your tents doing stuff and very focused on whatever you're doing, you two hear in distance Enid shout for help. Old Bog, you're spent. You're done. And you can see as you roll over and you feel completely relaxed. You feel fulfilled and done. A little out of breath, perhaps, in your joints are a little achy. You don't see the look of complete disappointment on the High Queen's face. but you're good.
That sounds about right.
But then you hear this cry.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. I gotta go. And
Good game.
he's pulling up his trousers and he says, "I guess I'll see ya." And then he leaves.
Regards.
Thanks.
The Queen makes no remark at any of this. Doesn't ask you to stay or whatever. She's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Just do your thing.
Ratchet.
What do? You also see your dad almost kind of stand up and ears perk up when Enid yelled.
And I can tell that it was Enid also.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say that you are pretty much done your work.
Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna look over at Dad Mouse and raise my eyebrows and say, want to see if these gadgets are gonna be any use. And I'm gonna put my hand out, let him climb up, put him on my shoulder, and head out. Try to find Enid.
When you put your hand out, he puts his little paw up, gives you a little High five.
That's so cute.
All right. And then he crawls up onto your shoulder and you get your gear up.
We're gonna trot our way to the cave.
All right. Harlow, you emerge from your tent, Old Bog pulling on his pants as he stumbles out of the queen's tent. Harlow, describe what Old Bog sees when you emerge.
Okay, so I have taken a set of leather armor and kind of what appears almost like an inlay in all the major shapes of the armor and surrounding it with metal that just has a very gentle like buzzing if you get close enough to, if we're in conversation distance. And then at my sides, there are two large sort of flat plates, which are electromagnets, but you don't need to know that. And I also have on my arms, I have two bracers that are strangely reminiscent of the nail gun that I used to own, but seem to have in the loading mechanism very long, not like a normal nail, but it's nail shaped, basically like a railroad spike, almost in a retractable sort of mechanism there. Also has a strange sort of resonant sound when you come close, and occasionally seems to have a bit of a crackle of electricity. Hopefully it'll work fine. It's fine. Nothing's on the fritz. Probably.
Very cool. The two of you, one putting on their pants, the other one putting on some fancy new armor and gear, rush out, and you can see in the distance Soto and Ulis are already booking it up the hill. So you guys are all making your way up. It's just the five of you. Enid, you have stepped through the mist.
As long as it's opening, I'm walking.
All right. You walk through the mist and you can see where Harlow left their glimmer box, still open, shedding bright light, and not too far from it, maybe just a few feet further beyond that. Kind of not your familiar, because your familiar would have just blinked out of existence that went upon dying, but almost as if a stain on the cave floor where your familiar kind of disappeared and was desiccated and just vanished.
Pick up the glimmer box. Even though I have dark vision, it reminds me of Harlow, and I'm going to keep the light going. I've gotten so far with her inner light. It's nice to have her outer light. And
Go ahead.
Just walking.
Okay. So you're beyond the mist now. You're in the main cavern where the market stall used to be, with all sorts of food carts and trinkets and whatnot. Now completely devastated. But you can still hear not so much a voice, but almost like a thread pulling your consciousness forward to a dark cave at the far end.
I'm just gonna walk around and touch what I remember being my favorite stand where I met Thadric. Keep walking. And when I get to the cave, I'm not even gonna go up to my house. Just up to the cave. And again, the message. What do you want from me?
You feel your feet move, seeming of their own accord, as you start walking. All right, I'm going to go back to your friends that are still outside the cave now. It is inside someplace. Thadric is this little ball of quills. He's not making a straight line towards the mist. He's like bouncing off the wall, so you have plenty of time to try and herd him away from the mist.
Just trying to herd him away from it with minor illusion.
Okay. And that's when the rest of you, Old Bog and Ulis, sorry, not Old Bog, Ulisar and Soto, you're first to arrive in Kokoro, doing this little strange dance with this hedgehog.
Okay, first thing Soto was going to ask is, Kokoro, where's Enid?
Hi, you're an old man. Can you help me with this old guy? Enid's in the cave.
Yeah, she went in the cave?
Yes, she told me I couldn't go in the cave. I had to watch out for this old man that wanted to go in the cave, and he's old and she's not. So I'm here, and he's rolling around.
How long ago was that?
How long ago was it?
Probably a couple minutes ago now.
A couple minutes ago now.
Oh my god. Okay.
Ulusar, can you grab this old guy, please?
Ulusar is looking at this little hedgehog rolling around. Would you like me to slay it?
Brother, no, there is no slaying involved right now. Please just
Ulusar, look here.
train
Ulusar,
him.
good. Old man, friend. Ulusar, pick friend up. Good for Ulusar.
He's all pointy. And he takes his great sword and just gently tries to play golf with it, with the blunt side.
Good.
Just to trying to push the hedgehog away and out of the cave entrance.
God, where's old Bog when you need him? He would have a solution.
Speak of the devil, old Bog.
We need a stool. A stool for the old guy.
Right? You're all there now.
Oh my God, old Bog. And you brought a defibrillator? Oh my God, that's great. Oh wait, no, that's Harlow. We have an old guy, and I need you to help with him. Because Enid is in the cave, and we need to go in the cave to help Enid, because she's doing things by herself, doing bat lady things in the bat cave.
How'd she get past the mist?
I don't know. Last I saw her, she was in front of the mist. And I've been trying to stop this old prickly soccer ball from making its way into the cave. Because that's what Enid asked of me.
We heard her screaming from camp. Was that before she went in or
Yes,
after?
that was pre-old man soccer ball.
Okay.
He said she went in just a few minutes ago. She can't have gone far, but the mist must have... I don't know.
Okay, so we want to deball this man? Is that the situation?
We just need to contain him. Oh my God, gadgets, rope, things. He needs to just stay and not
Okay.
going. So there's something like his eyes are glossy, fadey, gazy. I don't know. How do you want to describe it? But he wants to go into the mist. He just kept walking that way, so I held him. But then I tried to choke him out. I tried to make him rest for a little bit, take a nap, and recharge his old bones.
You hear Ulusar's call out, "Hey, noisy bird." You can see at his feet, Thadric has uncurled and he's lying on his back now, soft belly exposed, and you can see him panting heavily.
He's tired. Yes, I tired out the old man. Sorry, can you bring him back to the queen?
He looks at you, Soto. Yes, I am a warrior. I am not a messenger. Perhaps Noisy Bird can bring him.
No, brother, please do as he says. Please.
Big Hoot, you're a fit guy. You can bring him there and come back. In 10 minutes, maybe? How long did it take you to get to camp from here?
Ulusar then looks at you, old Bog, and says, I thought the queen was preoccupied.
Damn, Big Hoot coming at him with shots.
Oh, it's all good.
I shall take the old men to camp.
And you better
And-
come right back because you're a warrior. And Big Hoots belong in big caves.
He gently picks up Thadric, and when you look at Thadric now as he walks past you with him, he looks completely exhausted, and his eyes no longer lolling around crazy-eyed. They seem a little clearer now, and actually, I'm going to have you all make an insight check. Everyone except Enid, because Enid's not there.
Not very insightful. Old Bob, are you being insightful over there?
No, I've got the
Hi, old Bob.
a certain type of clarity. You might...
Old...
Oh
Oh my god!
my God.
Oh my god!
That was an incredible comment.
That was truly incredible.
Mm.
All right. Maybe he can just read Old Men a little easier, too.
Good Lord.
So as he passes by you, Bob, he reaches out and just grabs your arm for a moment. He looks up at your face, Bob, and says, Enid, She is in great danger.
What
Go.
kind of danger?
Death is coming for her.
Can't be having
Go.
that.
Go to the necropolis.
Hmm.
That is where she will be.
The what?
The necropolis deep in the deepest part of the cave.
What about
This
the
is-
mist?
You will have to find a way through the mist.
Come on, man. Tell me more. How do we do that? I'm shaking him.
He's fragile.
Little business.
It takes life to be willing to sacrifice something to find Enid.
All right. I'm on it. Come on, let's go. And Bog will, he was gripping Thadric. He'll let him go and turn and run towards the cave, into the cave.
Exasperated, I follow.
Enid's in
Old
trouble.
Bog.
We gotta go.
Do we have to sacrifice the old man? What was he saying?
I don't know. It's gonna hurt.
It's what we have to do.
You guys rush into the cave. Old Bog leading the charge.
Yep.
Do you want to dive straight through the mist?
Yes.
I don't. How thick is the mist from where we're at? Also, can we see Enid / the glimmer box?
Glimmer box is not there anymore.
I know, but she's holding it. Do we see any light? I know we were able to see a lantern past the
No.
mist. That lantern's gone too.
That's gone. All light is gone. There's no sign of Enid.
How deep does the mist go? Like 15 feet, 20 feet?
Hard to judge, but last time when you saw Enid's familiar go through, it was probably about 10 feet. But you also saw that the mist moved and followed.
I'm gonna wait till Old Bog is a couple of feet in, and then I'm gonna make my move. What is everybody else doing?
Going in.
Are there like signs of any animals living on the hillside around here, or animals in the camp, livestock or bunnies or anything like that are nearby?
Oh man, Harlow's Dark Era.
Go ahead and make a survival check to see if you can find any trace. Going to be pretty high, DC. There are signs of life, but it is middle of the night, and most of these rodents and stuff are either asleep. And if they are out at night, then they're going to be pretty well hidden. It will take you some time to find something.
Okay. Then I think all going at the same time is the best plan to spread it out between us, at least.
And 5 feet away from each other, 10 feet away from each other, something like that. To see can the mist get us all type of thing, or will it focus on the person that goes in first the most type of thing? That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like I remember, I'm just trying to make sure that I took notes correctly about this, but what we've tried so far is sending one at a time, and the mist followed into the cave after. But we don't know how much can it do that if
All of us run in.
several of us go, all at once. Will it only follow one, or will it follow all of us? If we go one by one, we do know that it can get one, so we can probably expect that each of us will have to go through that same thing. But if we all go, could it be like distracted a little bit? I don't know.
That's why I was waiting for Old Bog to go in just a couple of feet, and then I was gonna follow in.
Yeah,
Old Bog, you're in. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
It's that PNC is getting to you, bud.
You're going to take 7 points of necrotic damage as you
Okay.
can feel your life being sucked away from you. Kokoro, you're a couple feet behind Old Bog,
So
and you
what?
can
Go ahead. Sorry.
and you can see the mist almost attach itself to the red vein-like things that you see. Just attach themselves to him, to Old Bog, and you can see Old Bog grow a little paler.
Okay. I'm like, you got this, old man, and I'm gonna give him Bardic, just so he could be prepared next time, I guess. And then I am going to try to I'm gonna try to run into the mist, and because I've already had an experience with this, and I know the wispiness are gonna get to me. Before the wispiness get to me, I want to use a bonus action and Misty Step 30 feet past, like as far deep as I can.
So you're a couple feet behind Old Bog. You saw the energy start to leave him. You inspired him. How did you inspire him?
I don't know. I literally told him, like, you got this, old man.
You got this, old man. And then you Misty step forward
I
into
kinda,
the
like,
cave.
use the drag behind him, like, because there's like mist parting, and then like a swoosh of feathers, and I just bamf. 30
All right,
feet.
so you're beyond the mist, Kokoro. That just leaves Soto and Harlow.
I had to
You
stay in theme.
I
You know?
enter the mist at the same time as I see Kokoro go into the mist. That's my plan. So
You just
There's
run
no-
in too? All right,
yeah,
so
I think I like as we're running in, I'm gonna yell like, "We should all go in at the same time." My general plan that I was saying
Okay.
to Soto, but other than that, yeah, I want to get in, so we're all
Right.
there.
Harlow, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please? 11 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh,
And Soto, bringing up the rear, you see something odd. The mist that was blocking the entire cave entrance now seems to be focused on Old Bog and Harlow. It just condenses around each of them, becoming much thicker, much denser around each of them, and it moves with them. It's attached to them now. But that leaves you able to move freely.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think he's hesitating at this moment because we just sent Ulusar away. If he goes in without him, how's he gonna know what to do? What if something happens to him and he doesn't know? Anyway, he's just conflicted. But I guess as we're all going, might as well go in. So he'll move forward. And I'm gonna feel bad about it. But anyway.
All right.
Can you leave like a sign or something? Just write, "Don't miss." Can he
Oh.
read?
Can he read? I don't know.
Can Bigfoot read?
Old Bog and Harlow, as you're running forward and you feel yourself enveloped in this fog, it's keeping up with you. It's going to follow you until it's sucked all the life out of you. Is there something you would like to do? In this moment of panic, you realize, shit, this is not just a normal fog you run through. This is now stuck to me.
I'm going to. Are the red veiny things also on me? Not just Old Bog, just that's part of the. I
One
would.
thing-
Oh, go ahead.
One thing you notice is that those veins, they're physical.
Yeah. So I would like to try to stab the vein. I'm gonna run toward the mouth of the cave before I do this. Just and as much as I think I can as I do it. So I'm like a little bit farther away from Soto.
All right, go ahead and make that attack.
Okay.
A 19. You make contact with something. You can feel the weapon, your handheld spike, I guess, just rip through some of this vein. You do 10 piercing and 4 lightning damage to this thing. The lightning damage and the piercing damage is halved, though, because it is mostly incorporeal, but the only thing that you're making contact with are the veins, so you do 7 points of damage.
Interesting.
Bog, what would you like to do?
Yeah, if there are tendrils, grab my quarterstaff and start to beat them off. Swing.
Swing, go for it. All right, yeah, you make contact with something. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I'm not gonna use my bardic. Cancel.
And 10 points of damage.
Bludgeoning.
Again, halved.
All right.
All right, but you do 5. And you are doing damage to it. You know you're doing damage to it. And Soto, so you see this. Harlow's kind of running past you, going out of the direction, going out of the cave. You're going in. Old Bog is ahead of you. Harlow's not behind you. What would you like to do?
First, ask Harlow. Wait, where are you going? That's the wrong way, Harlow. What are you doing?
This thing can take damage. The veins, they're corporeal. I'm trying to get it. I don't know. Fight this thing. Help.
Okay, he's just gonna dash forward.
You're in range to attack either one of them if you like.
Oh, that's true. We'll help Harlow. We'll attack whatever's on Harlow first.
Right.
So 21.
And that is a hit. You lunge in there with your talons, your feet. You grab onto a handful of veins almost, and you just rip them out. And it'll be half damage, so 2 points of damage.
It's something.
Do you have any more attacks?
Do I have anything else? I've got. No, I'm going to save that. Nope, I'm not using that. That's it.
Kokoro, you bamped 30 feet ahead with your Misty Step. You turn around and the old bog swinging away. Harlow ripping veins up with her new weapon, and Soto ripping veins out of these clouds too. What would you like to do?
I yell for Enid. That lady, your friends are dying in the mist. Where are you? And then, do I see anything? Can I see anything? Like, where am I? Am I still in the mist? Am I out of the mist?
You are not in the mist. You are clear. The mist is concentrated around Old Bog and Harlow now.
Okay.
So you're not in any danger from the mist itself. You're standing at the entrance to a large cavern that used to be the central marketplace for Datura. But without a light source, without dark vision, you really can't see much from where you are.
Okay, is there anything like I can knock down to make a bunch of noise?
Oh, there's stuff everywhere. Yeah, there's debris and everywhere from wrecked carts and stalls. For sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to try to make a bunch of noise to try to get Enid's attention.
All right. Enid, can you make another wisdom saving throw? You have been walking down this corridor for a little while now. You've lost track of time as you just hear this strange voice in your head and this draw going deeper into this cave. And you've been walking down some stairs. You know this place is home, and generally where you're walking to the necropolis, the graveyard where all your ancestors have been interned. And despite the fact that you're going to danger, you seem to have no control over your body as you have no sense of will anymore, as if this voice in your head is telling you what you are going to do and you're just obeying. But when you start hearing the clattering noises behind you and you hear Kokoro's voice yelling back up the staircase in the marketplace, it's quite distant now, and you just hear the echoes more than anything else. You break out of this reverie and you realize, okay, you managed to reinstate your own free will now. What would you like to do?
Let them go. I'll use message again. You can have me, but let them go.
Can you make a persuasion check for me, please?
Sure. With my 0.
Ooh, no, that's pretty good.
Decent 0.
No.
You just hear the voice say,
Can I start walking back towards them?
yeah, you turn around and start heading back. All right, if you're going to walk back, it's going to take you like 4 rounds to get back to them. If you're going to run, if you dash, you can do it in 2.
I'll dash.
All right, so it'll be 2 rounds before you get back to them. In the meantime, Kokoro, that was your turn, just causing a scene in this devastated market.
Me causing a scene? Never.
Old Bog and Harlow, I need you each to make another Constitution saving throw.
Sweet little defibrillator.
Harlow, you're going to take another 11 points of necrotic damage. And by the way, you realize that as you've taken this damage, your maximum hit points have also been reduced by this damage.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
That would have been good to know last round.
Old Bog, you're fine. You managed to shake off the veins. They can't get a purchase on you, on your tough hide. And
Holy cow.
you're safe this round. So, Old Bog, what would you like to do?
Smack the tendrils.
All right. Are you still moving forward while you do this, or are you just
Yeah,
standing?
I'm keeping moving forward until I get to Enid.
Okay. That'll reduce the time for Enid to get to you. Unfortunately, that's not going to do it.
It's a miss. Okay.
All right. And Harlow,
Okay. Try to hit it.
that's a hit. 4 points of damage. Okay. Soto?
Yeah, we're just gonna attack the tendrils that are on Harlow again.
Okay. So Old Bog is a little further away from you now
Hmm.
as he moves his way in.
Okay.
So you're stuck with Harlow, but
Hmm.
that's fine. Go ahead and make your attack.
Yep.
That's a hit. For 2 more points of damage.
It feels like it's not enough. I have a stupid question. Did we long rest or did we not flip over to the next day yet?
I'll say you would have had a chance to long rest. You guys had a nice dinner and
Thank
stuff.
you. That's great. In that case, I would like to use a key point for Flurry of Blows, please.
All right. Oh, there you go.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Nicely done. For another 4 points.
And then I get another one. Now that one's gonna miss, probably.
Okay. Yeah. 4 is going to miss. Or 9 is going to miss. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right. But
So we
what
did-
you...
Long rest?
Yeah, you got a long rest in.
I thought we were picking this up from that same night. That's why I was a little confused.
Yeah, no, you guys had it. I'll say by the time you guys went back and had a nice dinner and lounged a bit, that was long enough for you to get your long rest in. So, this mist that you and Harlow have been just ripping at, the veins, it's badly wounded. Maybe another round of this, and you might be able to destroy what's left of it.
Okay. I will say though, if that is the case, when we went out with Soto and Ulusar to meet his other brother, that was technically after the long rest? I just want
I
to be
guess it would be, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to
Yep.
be fair with my spell slots. Okay, so I'm down
Yep.
2 second level spell slots. Okay. And a Misty Step. Let me make sure I log that in there. Can I see Harlow from here?
No, but go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah, you do hear off in the distance on the far side of the cavern what sound to be like running footsteps coming towards you.
But I can't see her.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Old Bog, you're pretty much by the time like Old Bog has moved into the cavern at this point, so you and Old Bog are practically right next to each other at this point.
Is he still struggling with the veins? Okay. If I see him like doing that, I'll step in and just try to hit the veins with the short sword because I'm assuming magic's not going to do good.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Let me see.
These guys off the map here so you can actually see what you're fighting.
Oh, so close to a nat 20. Tries every time.
All right. A 12 unfortunately is going to miss.
And then, yep, that's really all I can do for now. I will try to. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do for now.
Enid, you're dashing back. Old Bog is making his way towards you, so you'll be there next round to reach Old Bog. But as you're running, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
Nice.
As you're running, you hear voices in your head once more. But this time it is your siblings. Almost like a chorus of them calling for you. Enid.
How far was my house from the market? Could I see it from the market?
Not directly from the market, but just maybe around a short little off cavern, more residential area, but that's not too far. But the voices that you hear, because you made your saving throw, you know that they were coming from behind you and it's trying to deceive you. All right, so you just keep running forward.
Yep.
All right. Old Bog and Harlow's saving throw time again. You both make your saving throws. All right. Forgot to add 10 hit points to the one that's feeding off you, Harlow, because you failed your saving throw last turn. All right. Old Bog.
I'll swing.
All right. Oh.
I will bardic. Oh, fudge. Do my bardic on that one.
18 still hits.
Oh, good.
So it looked like 7 points of damage then. All right. 5 by 2 is 3.
I don't know what happened on the second one. Disregard that second thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. All right. Decided for Old Bog.
Yep, end of turn.
All right. Harlow.
All right, I am going to use my new frame to try to hit it.
Unfortunately, 12 is going to miss.
All right.
Harlow, you're thrashing around trying to cut whatever is still attached to you. Soto, you're up.
It's my turn. Yeah, we're just gonna keep wheeling at it, although I'm pretty sure in his mind he's thinking, I am not strong enough for this, and I wish my brother was here, but he wouldn't say that out loud. Yeah, we're just gonna attack again.
Yep, that's a hit. 2 points of
Oh,
damage.
jeez. What can he do? Yeah, I think he's just gonna keep looking back, like, where is he? Is he coming back?
All right. And Old Bog, you're still moving further into the cave. So
See,
Ian,
yep.
yep, okay.
I'm just gonna try to keep helping Kokoro Old Bog out.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to do the short sword dance again.
Oh, that's a miss, I think.
Good lord, yeah. Cool. Cool. So I'm really not good at this, so I'm just gonna keep yelling for Enid.
Yep. Help me
Yeah.
find her.
Because I'm
Old
not...
Bog, because you are moving forward and deeper into the cave, Enid, you can arrive here this turn and do something. What would you like to do?
I see old Bog
Old Bog, Kokoro, and you.
with the
Kokoro,
mist.
yeah, you see the mist enveloping Old Bog, and
What in the hell were you guys thinking?
What were you thinking?
And,
You're in trouble. You're in
and
you're in great danger.
Edric said you were gonna die.
it let me through. What were you thinking?
To come after you. How?
Save you.
Also, who is it?
I'm on a witch ball. I
Witch
think that's
bolt.
an attack roll. It is.
yeah.
Just 2. The one on Bog. This
All
one,
right.
yeah?
That's the one. Yep.
Oh.
Witch bolt coming in. That's gonna
Nice.
land.
Nice.
Good old Datura energy.
2 points. What kind of damage is that again?
Lightning.
Lightning damage. So it's resistant to that, so it'll take 1 point of damage.
I still got it.
But now there is a witch bolt attaching you and it. So every turn you don't have to roll the hit, you just roll the damage.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Well, Bog and Harlow, I need you guys to make saving throws.
Yeah. Nice ones.
All right,
That's
you
last
guys
time.
are resisting the drain.
Power of friendship.
Yeah.
All right, old Bog, you're up.
Swing. All right, I'm swinging.
All right, that's a hit. 3
All right,
points
I
of
guess
damage.
I should be targeting the token. I had my sheet up. I didn't
That-
realize there was a token. to
That's
target.
fine. No worries.
All
All right.
That's it for me.
That's it for Bog. Harlow.
Okay, I'm gonna try to aim really well and hit a
That's it.
vein.
Yeah.
That is not right. It's not doing the math right, so I'm just going to adjust it. It should have only taken off 5, so I'm going to give it back 3 hit points. Okay. And anything else from Harlow?
I can't see Old Bog or Enid or any of them. They're like way in there, right?
They're about 60 feet away. You can see what's going on. You can hear them. They're in there.
Can I try to telekinetically shove the veins that are on me?
Sure. This is a bonus action, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah. It has to make a saving throw?
Yes.
Yeah. Strength saving throw, I'm assuming.
Yes, it is 8. It needs to be 13, 14.
Oh, -2.
Worth a shot.
-2.
Oh,
It is weak. It is not strong because all it has is its little veins in this misty cloud. So you managed, if you focus your power on wrenching these vines off of you and pushing it away, you managed to do, and it's not on you.
Holy cow! Nice.
damn. Okay. Didn't expect that to do anything.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, end my turn.
And you're going to stay where you are, though? You're not going to move after you shove this thing off you?
I don't want to leave Soto to deal with it if it tries to attach. Maybe I'll just move closer to Soto.
Because technically, if you like shoved it 5 feet in one direction and you ran in the other, like 30 feet in the other, it may not be able to catch you.
Oh, but I've fucked Soto over so many times. I
Don't
don't
worry,
think she'd do it. I don't think she'd do it.
don't worry
Okay.
about it.
All right, that will bring us to Soto then.
It's not letting me drag
Cool.
my.
Are the things doing anything?
The things, the clouds.
Since I didn't move, Harlow moved a bit.
But you know it's going to come after one of you.
Yeah. But I get to go first. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to keep whacking it because
All right.
what else can I do? What do you mean I'm not close enough? Yes, I am. Oh, that misses.
Oh,
everything.
no.
Cool. Yeah, he's out of his element here.
Kokoro.
How's Old Bog looking? Still dealing with that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Try to do it one more time. Maybe I'll hit. Oh, I'm not gonna hit. Okay.
13 is going to hit
Oh,
Nice.
for 1 point of damage.
huge.
I think it's slashing with a short sword.
Oh,
Slashing or piercing, I can't recall.
slashing.
All right.
Cool. Yep. So that is what I'll do because I can't see the other two, right?
Yeah, they're only 60 feet away and they're closer to the entrance, so you can see them outlined at the front of the cave.
How are you guys looking health wise?
Not the best.
Not the best. Use then a bonus action healing word on Arlo.
No, for some reason,
Huge.
5 hit points, Harlow. Your character sheet on Foundries doesn't seem to be accurate, so I don't know why.
The effect on my I can still take those 5 hit points healed. It didn't make my max hit points decreased by the total damage that was done.
It did. So the 5 hit points healed does nothing.
Cool.
Because your max hit points has been reduced. So how much? You took 22 points of damage, right?
Correct.
Total. Yeah, so your max hit points right now, whoops. I didn't mean to do
9.
that.
Cool. At least now we know.
Oh, that's why I have the wrong Harlow out. That's why. Sorry about that. Old Harlow. There we go. That's better. All right. So yeah, you have 9 max hit points. So that was Kokoro. Enid. You have a Witch Bolt going. Do you want to just roll your damage?
Yeah, and I want to move 30 feet towards Harlow.
Okay.
Like, so that I'm still within
Yeah, you're like halfway between them then.
D12. Not great.
All right, so that's 3 more points. So 1 more point of damage.
Out of a D12, a 3?
Yeah, you guys are getting unfortunate damage rolls. Old Bog and Harlow, saving throw time. DC is 13. Old Bog, you just make your saving throw.
Oh.
Harlow, unfortunately, does not. Harlow, can you describe to me what it feels like when you have the last inkling of life drawn from your body?
I have 1 hit point left.
Oh,
So I'm
did I
yeah.
miss? Oh, no, sorry. It's plus 3. Sorry, it's 11 points of damage.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I think everything goes still. I can hear my friends in the cave yelling. I came up here because I could hear my friends in the cave yelling. Soto is beside me. The last combat we had, I protected myself instead of helping you. I chose differently this time. And that's the last thing as I start to fall and I look to my shoulder, look to my side and see my dad mouse there and I smile at him.
Fades, and you are drawn into darkness, Harlow. You are dead. No death saves. Old Bog,
How far away was Harlow?
60 feet.
When she's 60 feet. Hang on. Go to my features. And Blessing of the Suffering. Oh, fudge. I can give my Surge of Vigor, but only 30 feet away. With this gift, you can give your Surge of Vigor to another creature as a reaction but it's only 30 feet, and
Yep.
Harlow's 60 feet.
What's your movement?
30. I don't think I'd be able to move till it was my turn, right?
It is your turn.
But Harlow already fell.
Harlow already fell.
And what is Surge of Vigor? That's a reaction. Much prolonged rest. If an attack deals over half your damage. Yeah, 1 reaction. So I can't reuse my reaction. She's already dropped. I could have used my reaction, but I would not have been close enough. So I have to swing at the thing I'm at.
It's a hit. Oh man, all these ones for damage. 2 points of damage. You are at the mouth of the cave. You have just seen Harlow fall. And as Harlow fell, you can see, like, similar to how Enid's fairy just became desiccated, all like almost mummified. That's what Harlow looks like now. Just like a husk.
Oh,
But running up the hill. Ulasar. He'll be there next round. You're right, making his way.
I
And
think
on
he's
his
done.
back
Mm-hmm.
is Thadric. Like piggyback.
Okay. Honestly, I think Soto's in shock. I don't think he can move. I think the only thing he can do, because he can see Ulusar coming up the hill, right?
Mhm.
I think he's just going to croak out a brother, help, and that's it. I don't think he's going to have the will or the strength to do anything else after seeing Harlow fall like that.
You also notice that as this thing grew the last bit of life force from Harlow, it grew stronger, recovered hit points. All right, so no attack from Soto. Kokoro.
Do we know from what I've seen if this thing only takes damage if it's rolled to hit? From what we've done?
That's all you've seen so far.
Because it's not really like a creature, right? Like it's like a just like a thing, like a collection of veins and sinew and stuff.
Tell me what you're trying to do.
Possibly dissonant whispers, but
Dissonant Whispers would assume that it has some sense of sense as well as thought.
gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna smack it. How do I target again? I just click it.
T. Hover over the icon and press the letter T. Might be a little fur. I'll just move you a little closer to it. That's a hit. Some good damage there. 3 points of damage.
And so Harlow has no hit points. Even if I were to heal, she wouldn't. There's nothing to heal.
Harlow's dead. Harlow's going to need a Revivify or Raise Dead or Resurrection at this point.
How about just like a crisp high five from all of her friends? How do I do the 2-weapon fighting bonus?
Yeah, just go ahead and attack with your dagger on your offhand.
It would be the other short sword, but we would just not add the modifier to it.
You would add the to hit modifier, not the damage.
Correct, yeah. I think it's just going to roll the damage.
All right, so that's going to hit. And that'll be, max damage minus the 2. So that'll be 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
Divided by 2 is 3. So I'll just give it 1 point of damage.
And we don't, I don't know that Harlow has fallen, I'm assuming. Because they're farther.
You probably would have seen. They're only 60 feet away and they're at the mouth of the cave, which is a little brighter. So you probably would have seen Harlow go down.
I feel like I'm like entranced with Enid and Old Bog, and I don't think I would have noticed. That's why I'm like,
The cloud that is currently enveloping Old Bog right now, you guys have done a number on it. It's almost shredded completely at this point. Very little of it remains. Enid, this last Witch Bolt roll might do it. Go ahead and make that damage roll.
When is Ulasar getting here?
I'm sorry?
after
When
the
is Ulasar arriving?
Next round. After you finish your Witch Bolt, Old Bog and whoever else the other person is going to have to make a saving throw, then they'll be in combat.
Run to Harlow.
You're running to Harlow?
Running to Harlow.
Okay. What's the range on your Witch Bolt?
30 feet, so it breaks.
All right, I'll just break your concentration on that. It is now Old Bog. I need a saving throw from you.
Fail.
You're going to take 11 points of damage, and it recovers some.
Okay.
And this one it moves to Soto. Soto, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. All right, you're good. So you can see it lift off Harlow, leaving that unfortunate desiccated husk, and moves to you, but is unable to draw life from you just yet. I'm going to have Olisar and Thadric move last. Old Bog, you're up.
Swing. Action surge. Swing again. Features. Action surge. Let's count the action surge.
That's a hit. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, all these
fuck.
ones. Oh my god. Okay. You do make contact, but just a graze.
End of turn.
That'll bring us to Soto.
Yeah, same old song and dance. It's a miss anyway.
That's a hit.
Oh, was it a hit? Oh, okay, that's something.
All right, 3 points of damage.
I'm gonna spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
All right. That's another hit. For another 3 points of damage.
And then one more.
It just seems to have lost all the health and life force that it gathered from Harlow. All right, that brings us to Kokoro.
All right, let's kill those fucking things.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Cool. And then I'm gonna give a bardic to Old Bog. Be like, we gotta get out of this and help the others.
All right. Thanks for the bardics.
We do, we can.
All right. And that brings us to Enid.
I'm casting Gentle Repose.
Oh, what a good call. I didn't know you had that. I'm so fucking happy. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit.
Yes.
Yeah, that was clutch of this.
Don't laugh,
All right.
Andrew.
Ulisar rushes in and starts cleaving on the one that is on you, Soto. And it gets 2 attacks with his great sword.
Big fucking hoot.
It's a hit for 15 points of damage, half to 7. Is it still up?
Ah!
It's still up.
Oh my god.
Second attack.
Come on, bro.
That's another hit. Another 5 points of damage. It's still up.
Damn.
Barely hanging on, though. Barely hanging on. Thadric rushes over.
He has his wits about him.
He does. He does, actually. He looks over at you, Enid, and says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my dear. But looks at Harlow, who's resting in your lap. And says, there's not much time. And you can see him start to cast magic on Harlow, and his hands glow a bright golden color. Enid, can you make a either insight, religion, or arcana check?
Insight, religion, or arcana. Kind of a toss-up, but let's go with what I know.
You hear him muttering words under his breath. His eyes are closed as his hands are on Harlow. And you can see as he's doing this, some of the dryness and the mummification seems to fall off of Harlow, and he seems to be coming back. You also notice around Harlow, the ground sprout up like blades of grass and small flowers. And it reminds you briefly of the magic of Selene in her grove. All right, and then that brings us to the top of the next round. Old Bog. Soto, saving throws for me, please. All right, you both make your saving throws. Old Bog.
Swing.
No. You guys are getting no luck.
I'll put my bardic on it.
All right, 13 will hit. For 12 points of damage, half is 6. Still up.
Oh my god.
Damn.
These are junky.
Anything else from Old Bog?
Nope, enough turn.
All right. Soto.
Woo! Hoping this thing goes down after a couple more hits. Well, that's a miss. No. That's it.
Ulisar is going to get to go before this thing goes again.
Okay.
All right. That brings us to Kokoro.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to cut this thing off of Old Bog once and for all.
And how about
One.
your offhand?
I can only do that if the first one hits. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No?
I can just do it.
Yeah, you can just do it.
I'm gonna do it.
That's 20.
Nice.
5 points of damage. Kokoro. Describe for me how you destroy this vampiric mist.
Oh, I'm
Aha!
fucking carving it up. Eyes closed, just like catching everything that I see that is not a deer.
All right. And it just dissipates as if it were just like a cloud just evaporating.
It's like a very slow-mo moment of like me catching a glance of Old Bog. Are you proud of me, Dad? And then what do the others look like? Are they still...
Harlow is being treated by Thadric, and Ulisar and Soto fighting this other cloud.
Yeah, I would rush to where now that I can see better Enid and Harlow are and asking, is she okay? What's going on? What's happening?
All right, so you can move like halfway there since they're 60 feet away, making your way over there. Enid.
I've still got the glimmer box. And I'm holding that. I'm looking at Thadric. It's this moment of just feeling helpless and guilty. I don't even know what Thadric is doing. I just want to help him, but not knowing how. So I'm just gonna sing a lullaby. Harlow from childhood.
Can you make a perception check at disadvantage for me, please?
Yeah, and still have no idea disadvantage, but just roll twice, take the lower one.
Sure. Your attention is focused on Harlow, the magic that Thadric is performing to bring her back, and you start singing a lullaby. Almost oblivious to everything else around you. Your world kind of shrinks to just you, Harlow, and Thadric.
Like the lights over her face, just very white lights.
Ulisar is going to take another swing with his great sword on this mist. And with that last swing, he cleaves it. Whatever remaining vessels there were in this thing are torn apart and dissipates. Thadric manages to complete his ritual of Revivify on Harlow. And as he is administering to Harlow, what are the rest of you doing now that the threat of the mist is gone?
No more mist. Where's Enid? Enid is with Harlow.
Correct.
Enid is safe, so Bog is just like breathing a sigh of relief.
Just there. Have Harlow in my arms.
You're back at 1 hit point. And as life and air fills your lungs once more, standing over you, Thadric. His eyes are filled with stars, his hands glowing. Just the remnants of the light that was emanating from his hands is fading. And he collapses onto your chest as he is utterly spent from that effort.
I'm gonna look around. Enid. Oh, you're okay. We were very worried about you.
And Harlow, why did you do that? Why did you?
If I'm being totally honest, that was not on purpose. I had very different plans in my head than what just happened.
Why did you come after me? I'm not worth it.
That's what we do.
So scared. And then I'll hold her the glimmer box. I brought this for you.
Thanks, Enid.
I don't know what I'd do without your light.
Why don't you keep it then? I spent a lot of time this evening kind of redoing all my gadgets, and I reused the remote for it. I can't use it anymore anyway.
Hold her
Not that
away.
that's the point.
It looks good.
Thanks.
As you all gather around Harlow, you can hear commotion from the camp below, and a contingent of soldiers, led by the Queen, once more makes their way towards you. When the Queen arrives and they see what has happened, scouts go on ahead to check the cave entrance and confirm that the mist is gone. She looks upon you and says, "Brave heroes, you've done it. You have destroyed what was preventing us from entering this place. My legion and I, now that the mist is gone, we can enter, and we can cleanse this place of the evil that has taken up residence here." And she turns to you, Enid. If, of course, this is okay with you, ironclad legions have not set foot within Vesper halls for many years, and I would not want to assume.
Queen, the old man over there, he needs, not sure what you want to do in Datura, but he came to save me. I did something very stupid.
Thadric, when you say that, just reaches out and squeezes your hand and says, "No, no, 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 dear. There is an evil within these caves that twists the mind, tricks you, deceives you." And he looks up at the Queen and says, "Your Majesty, I must apologize. I have fallen under its sway these last several weeks." And he looks down at his hands and says, "I was not much of a mage to you before, but over time, even at this distance, it has been sapping and draining me of my power and my life. I don't have much left in me." He looks back at you, Enid. "But I know this evil. You face it." I missed that.
So, Thadric, what are you talking about?
There are those here in the Dreamwood who look to the stars for solace and for guidance. And there was one that came before you, Enid. He had so much promise. I taught him what I could. I brought him to Celine. I thought he would be a great healer for your people, a great diviner, one who would be able to help your people see through dark times and help your people prosper. But he wanted more. But I was too blind to see it at the time, and let my naivete and get the better of me. And when the Spiritsong died and I lost contact with this student of mine, I didn't know he would shun the night sky and embrace undeath in its place. This is my fault. All of this. He wants me, and he knows how special you are to me, Enid. And when he could not have me, he would have taken you.
I offered me.
This is my burden. Let me finish this.
Why can't we do this together?
I cannot put any more of you at risk for my mistakes. As he looks down at you, Harlow. My mind has been clouded and my judgment faulty for the last Several months now, but I see clearly now and I know what I must do. He smiles at you and just holds your hand tightly, and he looks up to the sky, which is all clouded over, and says, somewhere beyond those clouds are the stars. And although this evil obscures them now, they were always there. You know that. And I will always be with you, Enid. Just look up at the sky. Stars or not, I will be there.
It makes you so sure.
We are all stardust.
What happens? Just destroying the entire Chowa, and for what? For what? Just to get back at you? I don't understand. Why can't Kokoro and Old Bog and Soto and Harlow and me, like, why can't we, the whole Ironclad Legion?
Metal and swords and spears will not defeat what is in the mountains. You have done so much already. You have lifted the veil that has obscured my vision for the last several months now. You have your own path, a perilous one ahead of you still. This one is mine. I wonder sometimes what fairness is. If it means that you and your friends can live a happy, filled life filled with joy, I would call that fair.
Once it didn't get to the joy.
Sorrows lie on your path. There for you to live with and to accept and to grieve through. For me to tell you how you should do that. Just as it is not for you to deny me this.
Patrick, I'm not going to stop you, but you cannot ask me to accept this.
I have the strengths of the stars behind me. You have met Celine in your travels, and he gets up and you hear his bones crack as he does this, and he shuffles over to this tree here. Do you remember this tree, Enid? We sat beneath it and looked at the stars so many years ago. It is not a coincidence that I brought you here, and this tree still stands. I will not be alone.
Get my letter.
I'm afraid I don't recall. I'm so terribly sorry, my dear. It's just, I might have received it, but in my stupor, I might have eaten it, or I might have thrown it away in trash. I'm terribly sorry. What did it say?
I'm quite sure it matters now, but if yours is the only knowledge that I trust, I sent some music sheets and asked for your interpretation.
I would like to hear this music.
I'll look at Kokoro.
Start to
Ready
play.
for more, bud?
Yeah. Shamisen. Start to pluck away.
As you sing this song and play your instrument, you can see the queen and her entourage just fall into silence and listen. And despite the horrors that still probably lie deep beneath these mountains, there is a feeling of hope that kind of ripples through this crowd. And as your song ends, you see this tree glow green very brightly for a brief moment, a flash, and it almost splits open, the hole being much wider than the tree itself. And stepping through, see Celine, and she looks around and says, it's been so long. I'm glad to see you're all here and well.
know what's well means anymore. But alive.
It's a good first step. And she looks at Thadric. Warm smile kind of spreads across her face. Ah, old friend. And they embrace. And they both look at the entrance to this cave. And Celine says, "Shall we? I understand an old student of yours needs a good spanking." Smiles back at her and says, "Looking forward to it, that little upstart." And as they take a step towards the cave entrance, Thadric just stops for a moment and stands in front of you, Enid, and then just pulls you into a hug. I don't know how tall you are, but he's pretty small. So it might just be around your thighs or something.
I think I'm like pretty tall for that. About 5 feet.
Yeah, he's probably closer to 2.5, 3 feet tall, this guy. You're not alone. And hand in hand, Thadric and Celine make their way to the cave entrance.
And just by the way, I didn't want to ruin the moment, but when I meant old man, I meant old bog. Old bog needs healing. I was trying to get the queen.
Bogny ceiling?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just slumped over in a corner. Still breathing.
Really concerned about him, actually.
A little withered. Still kicking.
The queen kind of walks up to you, old bog, and looks you up and down and says, "You've seen better days, old man. Perhaps after all of this, I might be willing to give you another chance."
That'd be nice.
Nice.
Work on this man's riz.
What a weird-
And Ulisar just walks up to you, Soto, and says, "My brother, that is the power of faith."
Harlow still fell under my watch. I tried. Even though she's safe, I couldn't do anything.
He just kind of sits down beside you. He just leans heavily on his great sword as he does this. And you can hear him let out a grunt and a sigh. And you look over and he looks tired for the first time you've seen him. He's always had his guard up and being a tough guy, but he looks tired now. Soto, belief is a funny thing. Gods demand it, and if you give them your belief in them, they sometimes bless you, but most often they do not. Without the gods and your belief, if you cannot place it within them, then perhaps you can find it in yourself and your friends.
Just keep thinking back to the last time I saw my daughter. I know I couldn't protect her from everything. What kind of guardian am I?
You're doing the best you can, Soto. These are strange times. By the way, Soto, you still have not received acknowledgement that your daughter has arrived home safely.
Yeah, I was just thinking that 5 minutes ago. He's probably going to mention that fact. I was told I would get word of Ruth being back home in the down below, but nobody has sent anything yet. I'm starting to worry.
He frowns at that. That is odd. What would you have me do, brother? And return to Jowa and ensure your family is safe?
Ooh, doesn't want him to go either. No, brother, I think I have to put into practice what you were saying and have faith that they are fine. I don't want you to go.
I will be by your side.
I'm sorry I doubted your judgment of Philoan before. There is much that I don't know. So much.
Philoan. Always a sneaky bastard, that one. I think he's bitten off more than he can chew.
Do you think Rochester has anything to do with this?
I hope not.
As do I.
Let us go then. We have a necromancer to kill.
We certainly do.
And he looks across at your friends, at Harlow and Old Bog in particular, who are still pretty beat up. Perhaps it would be prudent to get some rest before we go.
Yep.
He looks at you, old Bog. It's not bad for an old man.
Bog shrugs.
Have you ever thought of being a warden?
Ha!
If you change your mind, let me know.
Bog nods his head.
Thadric and Celine disappear into the cave tunnel, and the queen just turns to all of you and says, I shall post guards here and wait for their return. You have the hospitality of my camp for as long as you need. And if there are any supplies or weapons or anything I can provide to assist you in your quest, then please do let me know. Ironclad Legion is at your service.
I've just been sitting on a rock wherever I could find, just like to myself this whole time. Not really engaged in the conversations at this point, but watching for when we're heading back to camp. And I'm going to trail at the back and just hold my dad mouse in front of me and just be like thinking about what's happened out of it.
Can you make an insight check for me, please? With advantage. Datura, Thadra, you've met Celine, and you know their magic. And you have her, after having encountered and fought this vampiric mist that guards the entrance to Datura, you feel there was more to Thadric insisting that you not accompany him in this final task. Not only did he want to claim it for himself, to clean up his mess, so to speak, as he put it, but there's something else. And you got an inkling of that with that insight roll. You know at the core of your being that there is no one left alive in that cave. And Thadric, in his last offer to do this on his own, and with Celine's help now, he wanted to save you from seeing that for yourself and having to live through that.
Yeah. I don't want to start walking.
Okay. And the queen is walking back to the camp too. And the rest of you?
You said Harlow's in the back?
Yeah, I'm going to trail behind.
Okay, as you're minding your own business, I just think that Soto would keep looking back at you, but is really struggling to make eye contact with you. He wants to go over and say, I'm sorry, but he just can't find the words and he can't find the strength to look at you fully right now.
Are you trying to be subtle about it, or?
Yeah, it's just really slight looking back. He's trying to hide it, but
Okay. If you're the next one in front of me, I'm in my own head right now, but I'm following you specifically back to camp. So I'm looking up to check every so often. So if I notice you're doing that, I think I just speed up a little bit and walk beside you.
I assume Ulasar's there too. He's probably walking next to him as well, so
I'm going to just look up and make eye contact with you and I'm going to give a little shrug.
Oh, Harlow. Hello.
Hi.
How are you feeling? And he's really nervous.
Extremely mid right now, I'm going to be honest. Not my best, but I don't know. We've had a couple of rough days. You and I, we've had some weird fights lately.
You know, and I'm sorry.
You're sorry?
I tried to fend off whatever that was, and yet you still fell.
So do I. When we were fighting Cookie, you were up at the front and I was just standing back. I felt like I couldn't do anything, and today I could, and you're okay. And now I'm okay. I'm felt so bad not being able to be there for you before and choosing to stay back. And I could have run away when I pushed that thing off me, but I stayed just like you would have. You don't need to feel guilty. I made my choices. Kind of funny. We both were feeling bad about not being the one to help the other one. It's like we just swapped places. I would.
Well, as long as I'm standing, you have me.
As we keep walking and just hold my dad mouse in my other hand and just think about everything that's happened and make my way back to the camp.
I think Soto will offer his free wing to his brother.
We're off to see the wizard.
You make your way back to the camp, and it is quiet now. Like a hush has come over the camp. As you return, the war drums have stopped. I'm just going to stop that. Thadric is no longer there. You guys are given the best tents in camp now, rivaling even the Queen's. And Bog, you are invited. You're not invited to stay with the Queen. Sorry. You'll have your own. You'll have your own tent.
Like, it's not like it's going to be better now.
So specify you're not invited.
But yeah, go ahead and take your long rest. You will recover the reduced hit point maximum is gone after a long rest. You are back to full. So you guys are put together in one big tent. Ulusar looks at you all, and you can see him. He's sharpening his great sword. And he doesn't look up, and he seems lost in thought for a moment, and he says, "Do you think we can do this?"
You have faith, brother.
He looks up when you say that. Do not doubt the strength in each of your hearts, but today one of you fell to a cloud. Do we realistically expect to defeat?
Serious side eye from old Bog after that comment.
Soto was just going to say, if we do not try, then what else is there?
Oh, try is not the question. We must. I'm simply trying to understand what our odds are. And he looks at you. He stops sharpening his sword and he looks at each of you. Before your adventures began, how much battle, why do you laugh, Soto?
Are you asking us how much battle experience we have, brother?
Martial training, understanding the nature of your enemy.
You should know that I have none. Not before all this.
But when it comes to understanding our enemy, there are few, especially collected, who may say they know as much as we do. We're in a unique position in that regard.
You shall have my sword. I will not falter when I stand with you. But you should all be prepared. What happened today is just a taste of what I fear the necromancer is capable of. Are you ready to give up everything? When a warrior goes into battle, they must be prepared and armed with the knowledge that they may not return. He's looking straight at you, Kokoro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that pretty much everybody should always tell each other what we're trying to do, right? Not walking into caves without talking to your teammates and making them babysit an old man without any knowledge of what's happening, because then really bad shit happens. Lieutenant Baby, you're brave, but chill with that, right?
If I didn't run it, it would have been you.
if you didn't, yeah, we get that, but let's talk about things. Let's like have a plan ish.
I ran in because you guys ran in ahead of me. But I hear what you're saying. I love plan.
Thank you. It's just not just faith, but trust, right? If we're gonna do this, then we got to do this the right way. Because just going in there and just being like, "Yo, necromancer, what's up? It's us." Told by the stars, people, like it's not really gonna fly.
You're right. We should make a plan for going back to the outpost. We have contacts at the outpost and people that we've sent ahead of us. We have information to gather and share. We need to learn more about what we're going to be facing and what's been going on out there. That would be a good place to start, I think.
And now we have Big Hoot. Big Hoot, you're gonna meet Pookie at some point, and that's gonna be epic. But like,
Yeah, Pookie's a real one.
yeah.
Brother, are you sure you want to do this?
Where else to be? This is my place by your side. I am doing the work of the Joa Evertree and the Night Wardens that protect it. Soto, do you honestly believe that Philoan and Rashistel are with the enemy now?
It must be something else.
Do not think I could raise my sword against my kin.
I trust you. By extension, I trust them.
Very well then. I shall retire. And in the morning, we'll blow that horn. He tucks his great sword by his bed and rolls over. And within a couple minutes, you hear him snoring quite loudly. So, Enid, sorry, I just wanted to clarify the conch shell that is in your possession. When you identified it, you realize it will take you back, it will take you back to, although the shell itself originated from the Outer Isles, blowing the horn will take you back to where it was crafted, which may or may not be there. But you feel it is out east.
Yeah, we've got one spot left.
Take 6 people to conch.
Yes.
Me and 6 people, or just 6 people?
You and 6 people.
Yeah, so we have one spot.
7, okay.
Wait, wouldn't it be 7?
Yeah.
Yep, 7.
So it would be 5 of us. Ulusar tentatively.
Oh,
and we could take someone else.
If someone shows up, we can consider our options. Why do we believe, if you guys could fill me in maybe, on why Ratchetstell maybe is also bad? I don't know that I know anything about that.
Philoan disappeared. He took the sending stone that... Wait, does Soto know that? That you... Yeah, no, you did tell him that I gave him the sending stone, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah, Soto does know that, yes.
Philoan has the sending stone that was supposed to contact my sister, Ratchetstell. When he disappeared, he took it with him.
So we don't have any way to contact them now
No,
from
no.
here. Okay. My first thought would be that's a good sign, hypothetically, because they're preventing us from contacting Ratchetstell. I guess maybe they would have wanted to contact, but if they were like in cahoots, they'd probably have a way to contact each other already, or it wouldn't really matter. But preventing us from contacting them would matter more if Ratchetstell was good. I don't know. Could go either way. Was it Professor Zuko that went out with her?
Yeah, I think so.
He seemed so nice. If it turns out that Professor Zuko is in with the necromancers and Professor Cobras is good all along, I don't even know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like my world's been turned upside down already. My dad's a mouse. I died today. I feel like I'm done with philosophy for the evening.
I think that's a sentiment shared.
Okay, so if we blow the conch, it'll take us to where it was crafted. Probably somewhere on the out islands, like Celine told us, was where Bromine Berry has been or was for some time. Presumably. What do we do if we show up and we're just like in their lair and they're all there already? Like, how do we want to prepare? What should we do?
Just throw down. Have we been prepared for anything this whole time? Not really.
Fair point.
Knowing a course of action and executing it is two different things, but we're not going to find out where we're at until we're there.
Yeah. All right. I'll fix up my gadgets tonight to be more effective against Pookie, at least. I don't know what else I could do besides that. All right.
So you guys take your long rest, and it is peaceful, uneventful. There's no word back from the sentries stationed outside the cave entrance to Datura. And there's no word of Thadric or Celine at this point. By the time morning breaks, you see the camp it looks like it's breaking. It looks like their tents are coming down as you emerge from your own. The queen approaches and says, I hope you slept well. Your wounds are recovered. I wish you safe passage to whatever danger you fly towards now.
We got a seat thing, and I'll show her the conch. And this will take us to the heart of it, if that's where you want to be.
Places here amongst my people. I am their queen. After all, it would be no good to have a queen go gallivanting off on some adventure. No, this is for you. This is your time. If you wish, I could provide you with one of my best soldiers. Or perhaps don't have much in the way of mages or healers, though.
Anyone who is good with fire would be helpful to us.
Good with fire. You mean like making a campfire or?
Or like flaming arrows, that kind of a thing.
Oh, I do have archers if you would like the assistance of an archer.
Archers could be good, because we do have some flying things we may run into.
I shall find an archer to accompany you.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
It is the least I can do. And it would be appropriate that Ironclad Legion is represented amongst your company. Perhaps to correct the wrongs of our history and to prove our worth, that we can stand by the folk of the Dreamwood as allies.
Thank you.
And he looks back at you, old Bog, gives you a wink. You know where to find me when this is all over.
Yep.
She walks off, and in her stead, you'll find I don't have a token for this NPC yet, but you will have a new archer to accompany you.
Love that.
Who blows the horn?
Each of us have lips. What kind of animals are
Where's Thadric?
What
What happened to Thadric?
it-
Where did Thadric go?
we went in the
With
cave?
Celine in the
Celine.
cave.
They
He's in
kind
the
of
cave? Alright.
self-sacrifice mission. Yeah.
Alright, he's doing his own thing. Okay.
Misty on, yeah. Yeah, the lip thing.
I think just me and Bog.
Not me.
And Harlow.
No, Harlow does too, yeah.
I do have a bit of a snout, though. I'm trusting Enid, I think, on this one.
Yeah, Enid.
I appreciate that, but I think I've proven myself as
Blow.
not.
Blow,
You
blow,
got this.
blow,
You
blow,
got this.
blow.
Yeah, but now you're telling us what you're doing. So this is a good step one.
You got it.
I'll just like look at everybody. I'm like I'm the background person.
Not today.
Not today.
I'm also terrified of this thing. Thing is terrifying.
Excuse me.
What's the worst that could happen?
Harlow could die.
Check.
Yeah, done that. I'm gonna reach out and like very gently, not to bother, but like grab hold of just the edge of one of your like wings so that your hands are free. And then I'm gonna link my arm up with the next person beside me. I'm gonna give you a little nudge.
I
Oh,
don't want to, but we got to.
It lets out this horrendous screech as you blow this horn. Heads turn as like the sound reverberates through this valley at the bottom. It echoes off the mountains and across the Dreamwood. But the 7 of you standing directly in front of this cone of this emitted sound emitted by this horn, and Enid yourself blowing upon it, find yourself wrapped in black, smoky tendrils, very similar to what you saw when Pookie was teleported away. You find yourselves like wrenched from this camp, swirling blackness as if you're in the middle of a storm. Can't see anything. It's like wind, things whipping past you. You're blind. Aside from the feeling of linking arms or holding hands with the people beside you, you have no idea where you are or what's going on until the world stops spinning.
you.
You find yourself in the Yingxing Research Outpost, the familiar place for Harlow and Enid, but the place is devastated. Signs of scorched marks, machinery tumbled over, the place is falling apart, seawater leaking in through gaping holes in the wall. And in one place, Colbus's office, it looks to be a candle. You make your way up to his office and you see him slouched on his desk, almost sprawled on it. You can see blood oozing from his head. And there's no sign of Rashistel or Professor Zipcom. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
What the fuck?
The drama.
The drama.
All right. Thank you so much for those of you who watched this stream. There are only 2 episodes left.
Oh my god.
I know.
This campaign, as things start coming to a head, and our heroes make their way eastward toward the Outer Isles. Everything is going to start falling into place very quickly. If you're on Looking for Mom, feel free to check out all the other games. There's lots of stuff going on. Brindlewood Bay, City of Mist, Nimble now. I know I'm missing some. Forgive me, guys. But yeah, there's lots of stuff going on there. So go on over and check it out. But in the meantime, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye now.